Boom.
Hello, people. How are you? Welcome to The Token and the Truth. I'm Lady Drea Renee, and this is my amazing co-host.
She made me a Freddie B. You already know what it is. We came to wreck stuff and tear it up. Let's do it.
Let's tear it up, Freddie. Let's see what we can get into on this lovely Tuesday for The Token and the Truth. We got a good topic tonight, I think, right? We're going to be talking about men and do they need or want to chase while dating a woman. I've always been told that men need to chase. I've been told that my entire life. And I'm very interested to hear your thoughts. You guys make sure that you post comments and let us know what you're thinking about everything that we're saying. Make sure you follow us at Freddie B TV, at the Drea Renee. You can find us on all of the socials. But tonight we're going to be talking about, do men want or need to chase when dating a woman? Freddie, I am so interested to hear your lovely thoughts on this.
Well, look, I think this is how we need to start off. Because it's a topic that you brought to the table. We go back and forth, but this is a topic you brought to the table. You were talking about how you were talking to your friends about this topic. So, go ahead, introduce it and bring us into it.
Okay, so I will bring us into it. Thank you. So ever since I was younger and I was dating, even with my mom, my sisters, all my aunts, everyone, friends have always told me that men want to chase. Men are hunters. And so when you're first dating someone, you need to let them come to you. Don't be so available. Don't text them back right away. Leave it a little bit open so the man can wonder what you're doing and create this idea of mystery, I guess. And I've never, ever in my entire life been able to do that. I don't play games. And anyone that's ever been my boyfriend has always just known, I guess any boyfriend I've ever had, they've never wondered if I like them. That's for sure. I'm pretty clear on that. Oh, Freddie, do you have any comments on that?
Yeah. We can definitely say,
when the Drea lays on, it's so I just think everything should happen organically. So if someone texts me and I like them, I'm just gonna text them back. Like, I do not know how to play games, but I will say there is, in my experience, and I don't think I've done everything perfectly, so maybe there is some gain to be had for giving things a little bit of space, being a little bit more unavailable, and letting the man more so take the lead. I've definitely taken that on more lately, where I want to let the man set the temperature. But if I like someone, I don't do the whole thing of my girlfriend's like, oh my God, Drea, you can't text him. You got to wait. You can't do that. You need to let him, chase you, let him do all these things. And I agree with that, but I also don't want to let somebody think I don't like them so I can get them to like me more. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So Freddie B.
So I'm before I get into what I'm gonna say, you kind of prefaced it, but I wanna throw some comments out, because I posted the topic on Facebook and we got some comments. And if you're out there listening, feel free to comment and help me out. I'm gonna read this comment from my homegirl, Brittany. She replied to the status. She replied and she said, this is what she said. She said, you are asking two groups of people two different questions. LOL, because you can't ask heterosexual women if heterosexual men want to chase women. So that comment confused me, because I didn't know what she was talking about. So if you're out there and like I said, if you're watching my Facebook, it's the last post right before this live came live. You can check it out. And if you understand what she's saying, let me know. I told her to hop on. She said she's not live ready. Brittany is a live wire, so really wanted to get her on. But she said she's not live ready, so she can't come on. But some other comments that we had on the other post was, we got Vino Life. Obviously that's his real name, but he said, I chase any woman that will guide me to the next steps of success. Andra McLaughlin said, excuse my French, but fuck no. Jesse Hopkins said, if the onus is put on men to pursue, then women need to make themselves worthy of pursuing.
Oh, okay.
So Jesse Hopkins said that Jesse is a, he's a smart brother as well. So that's an interesting take. I would love to get him on to dive further into that. But going to what I'm gonna say is Will, as you can see, he said, I like what you're saying. I wish more women were like you. I don't chase no one. Here's the thing that I will say about it. Here's the thing I'm gonna say. Chase, pursue are two, like, so Jesse said chase and pursue and said it in the same word.
Yeah.
They aren't. Chase and pursue are not the same word. Pursue means you're going after something that's available. Like you're pursuing, that's available. Like you're pursuing a master's degree. Master's degree is available for you. It's not going anywhere. You just go get it. Chase means, as you can see, what I was literally about to say is, you see Michelle Land right here. She just threw that up. Chase means that they're running away. If I'm chasing you, that means that she's also running away from me. And so I'm not interested in chasing somebody who is not available, who is not there waiting for me to get them or not drawing nigh to me. I'll pursue you forever and a day, but are you drawing nigh to me though?
Right. Okay. I like that you said that. There absolutely is a difference. And I do think that people do get the two confused. And so you want to seem, or in everybody else's mind, that you should seem like you have other things going on and create this sort of air of mystery so the man can wonder what you're doing. Maybe he thinks you're with somebody else. And I don't know if I subscribe to that, because if I'm acting like that with a guy, I'm not available, I'm doing all these things, that I'm not sure that I really enjoy him, because I'm not one who wants to waste time. I mean, I've been like that since I was 12 years old. You can ask Brian Harris if he's watching. Hi. He was my first kiss, and he knows that I was there and available. I just don't see the point. I really don't see the point in, playing all the games. I do see the point in letting a man pursue you and kind of set things up and be the man in that way. But I definitely don't agree with this whole idea of, if somebody texts you, you got to wait an hour or whatever to text them back, or, they call you, you got to not answer the phone and then call them back. And then you play this game. And I'm just not good at the games. I'm not good at it. So that's just not something I'm going to do.
So I want to ask you this. You and your friends were talking about this. You talked about how, your friends. So tell me about these friends, Drea.
Well, I will say, because I was actually thinking about this as I was wrapping up my last statement, there are some benefits to that approach, right? There are some benefits, because I will say, if you do seem too available, then I don't know if that's always attractive either. And my whole thing is like, if I like you, and any boyfriend that I've ever had, it just happened organically. They called me, I called them, and it was fine. There was never any of this back and forth. But there are people who need that sort of maze of getting to, whatever. And my girlfriends who have done that, they're a little bit more harder, I guess. Like, they're not as warm and fuzzy, and they sort of have this persona that a man better this and a man better that. And he, and some of my friends are like put together, full worthy women who are deserving of this. But I just don't feel, this hard, angry approach, or like coming out the gate with your chest out is just not, not beneficial to me. But I have seen that, they do get what they want from men. So then I think to myself, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Like, I don't know.
Wait. So what are they getting? What are they getting that they want?
They're getting flowers. They're getting these nice dates. These men are continuously calling. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's just things that are happening in certain situations that aren't always happening. I'm just saying these women are getting things. They're getting things.
Okay, they're getting trinkets. So you're acknowledging they're getting trinkets. Are they getting long-term investments though?
Yes. My one girlfriend recently, and she's very like quick to block, like does not take, she's zero tolerance policy. She's now engaged. So she found someone. I mean, she's like no nonsense, super tough chick. And she's
not married though. So
they just got engaged like a month ago.
That's fine. How old is she?
She's 41.
41 and just got engaged. Okay. So it sounds like I mean, across the board, it's a lot of issues with all of these types of things. But like going to what you said, that aggressiveness and that hard edge, men don't want that. I can tell it off top. It is you. I mean, and obviously, generally speaking, let me throw that out there because somebody like, well, I know there's one guy that I met in El Segundo, California, that he does want that. No, 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 no. Generally speaking, men do not want no hard, aggressive, hard, burnt out woman. We don't want that. We want an easy, nice going, feminine, non-aggressive, non-competitive, because competitiveness and aggression are masculine traits. Men don't want that in a woman. That's not what we want.
Relationship or in life? Like,
You said what?
Are you saying men don't want a competitive woman in life or in a relationship?
Like competitiveness is a masculine trait. Now, here's the thing: don't get it confused with just wanting to be great. Like we're not saying we don't want a woman that don't want to be good, don't want to be great at whatever she does, but competitiveness. Like competitiveness is when like Jordan, when you watch I don't know if you've seen The Last Dance, and Jordan was like he would get himself up for games, and he'd be like, oh. And that's when I took it personal. Like he was insanely competitive. That's an insane example, but it's a pure example of being competitive. It's like you just want to compete in things. And it's like, if a man with a woman, it's like, why are you competing with me? Why are you competing like primarily with me? That's primarily where it starts.
I have a question on that particular topic, which is like, do you think though, if you have a high value man, right? That's say you're dating a high value man. Obviously, that's what you want to be dating. And this man's like dating around, doing other things, and you have to do some things to sort of stand out or whatever, right? Do you think that is beneficial at that point, right?
No.
Because
no,
I don't know. I think it might be.
No. Because the thing is it goes back to like
I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, well, side real quick, you guys see that link I just posted? You put that link in your browser. If you want to hop in and you want to share your thoughts, use that link. It's in my Facebook comments of this live. It's in my YouTube comments of this live. So guys, if you want to hop in, use that link, or you see it, type in. But going back to what you were saying, a high value man, or a PT peer, as I like to call them, prime time player in this game of life. Somebody who's prime time. Yeah, because I mean, man, and the thing is men and women can be prime time. Prime time means, you air between 8 and 10 on the Eastern Coast on TV. Like you are what was put out there for the eyeballs to watch. You are what draws the people in. You prime time. Just like where Dion comes from, prime time, a PT peer. So here's the thing. If you are a woman dating that type of guy, it's not about you standing out. It's not about you got to do all these theatrics to stand out. Because the thing is, with relationships have a level of spirituality in them. They're spiritual. So thing is your spirit, if it ain't no connection spiritually, then it's just you can do all what you gonna do. You just spinning at the wheels, and that's the problem. A lot of women. What?
What if you just out there dating and you have a bunch of spiritual connections?
See that's why a lot of women be 41 and just getting engaged. See,
I'm just saying, men date. This is about men dating around. People do that. They date multiple people at one time. What do you mean?
No, yeah, you could date multiple people at one time, but then you find that person that you connect with spiritually that aligns with your values. That first attracts you as a man. She gotta be attractive, and you just gotta cross that bar. Every man has a bar, and once you just exceed that bar, that's just cream. That's just cream. She just exceeds the bar, so she's attractive enough. And so then now you have his attention. Then it's just you being you and being feminine. That's the thing. It's so many nowadays. If you're a woman, you just a feminine woman, you win it. You got the pick of the litter. You can just pick what you want. Like, okay, boom, let me get with that PTP. Let me get with okay, I got him. Let me get out the game.
Not easy, Freddie. I don't know.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 100%. 100%.
I don't know. Look, I agree with you on feminine energy. I just don't know if Society's changing. Society is changing,
See,
right?
this is why feminine women are winning. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm not telling you that it's right. I'm just saying, if you talk to people who are 20, 21, 22, and you say things like feminine energy and masculine energy, and a woman has to do this and a man should do this, they're not trying to hear all that. I'm not
Do you know
saying I
why?
don't agree. I'm not saying I don't agree. I agree with what you're saying.
Do you know why?
I just think it's interesting that the roles now, everyone's like, oh, just do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. And everything's equal and, whatever. So all this stuff is changing now.
But do you know why? The reason why the 21, 22-year-olds are in that mind frame is because people like us, people in our age group, are not giving them the real. They let them know, like, they're saying what you just said. Whatever, live your life. Don't worry about that. 21, 22, 23, live. It's like, no, you are in college. It's a famous saying with a lot of women in college. A lot of women, like back in the day, women go to college, get their degree and get their MRS degree. Get both degrees.
Okay. But I don't know.
Right, but that's my point. That's my point. What you just said. Yeah, I don't know. But the whole point of it is to find your person and get out the game. Like here's the thing. I like to look at dating like the dope game. You don't stay in the dope game. The dope game good. You making money. You doing all this, but you can't sell dope forever. Get out the game. Get your money, stack it, wash it up. And as soon as you find a legit hustle that you can wash that money into and get out the game, you get out the game. You don't keep living that high life, exhilarating, exciting lifestyle, because in the end, it's either you're going to die or go to jail. So in the dating game, dope game, both start with D's for that, for that parallelism for you. Dating game is designed for you to get out of the game, find your person and get out of the game, because you can't date forever. You can't just date, because either wait. As in the end, only thing that happen is either gonna die or go to jail. Go to jail.
Okay, but Freddie, with the times that are happening right now, people are not listen, again, you're going all this and that. I agree with you on some degree. And there are some things I look at my history and I'm like, oh, at certain times, maybe stayed in this relationship too long, did X, Y, and Z too long. And now some of these thoughts are coming up differently, right? But I don't know what's going to come of this generation that has all these options, has social media, has online dating. People are constantly swiping and being stimulated, and then they just let relationships go. I agree with you, but the whole family structure in our society is not the same anymore. And I'm very interested to see what it will look like in 20 years with all these different family dynamics and all these different choices that people are making. I'm not saying that I don't agree with you. I'm just saying the way that people date nowadays is so different. It is so different. Men, in my experience, are not doing the most, like, nobody really wants to court anymore or like pursue women in the same way. Like, the dating game is so different. And I feel like it's because people have so many options. They can just be like, oh, she said this wrong. Oh, he said that wrong. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Just doing something else totally different. So the way that people date now is completely different. It's like if you find an organic connection with somebody, it's like you just essentially have to marry that person. Like, that's just kind of what I feel.
You said if you find a connection, you just have to marry that person?
I mean, I'm being dramatic, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it feels like that because everybody is just so overstimulated with dating. And so with men, I mean, I don't know if they even want to pursue anymore, because they could just get on any dating app and find somebody else if they don't like, oh, she's not giving it up or she's not doing this. And that's a whole other thing, the whole sex thing, right? While you're dating. And if it's like you're not doing it, you're trying to hold out and get to know somebody, then that guy's like, oh, well, I'm just going to go date this other woman and do that because she'll give it up.
So, but the piece with that is that you have a lot of women who spend their whole 20s getting ran through, and then they get in their 30s like, oh wait, I want to hold out, I want to da 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 this, that, and the third, and it's like, because our last episode, you was the main one preaching, you in your 20s live your life. I
do still feel that way, Freddie. I don't know.
Get ran through. And so you get your 30s
Okay, Freddie, first of all, I don't think it necessarily means get ran through. A woman is allowed to explore herself and date and explore her sexuality if she wants to. I don't think that if you explore yourself in your 20s, it means, oh my God, you can't date in your 30s. Like that, or you
No,
can't.
no. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Listen, Drea,
I'm
I'm
listening.
not saying I'm not saying a woman can't date in her 30s if she explored her 20s. What I'm saying is, from a male perspective, you can't fault somebody else for making decisions that they make. And so if you're a woman and you just want to date all throughout your 20s, and you meet a guy who you can get out the game and live happy ever after the whole nine, get out the game. Don't keep dating and get ran through. Then get in your 30s and expect for men to give you to extend the same respect in the dating scene,
I
because
think
they're not. We're not gonna do it.
Fair to say, if a woman is dating in her 20s, that she's immediately getting ran through because she's not married. I mean, people are allowed to explore whatever they want to explore, and I don't think that you necessarily have to get married. What do you mean? That's crazy. And then what about men? What about the men who are sleeping with tons of women? That's okay.
It's a double standard. Yes, there are double standards in the world. You know that, right?
Freddie, that's crazy. We're gonna.
It's not crazy.
That's crazy. Well, we disagree on that. We disagree on that.
We disagree on what, Drea? What do we disagree on?
That everybody needs to get ran through, but if you want to experience whatever you need to experience, it is not a immediate thing that you're going to not be married or going to have a harder time getting married in your 30s because you decided to just travel or like see the world or date or whatever in your 20s. That is absolutely crazy. That's crazy.
So, well, first off, Jacqueline Smith, this is you want to tell people who that is?
Hi, mother. Hi,
mom. So that's your mom. I'm gonna come back to this real quick. She said, "What about trophies, wives, Freddie?" But the first thing is, what is ran through? IMO. Ran through is being ran through is having sex with several people, accumulating a lot of bodies on yourself. So that's getting ran through. But she said, I had that up. Trophy wives. What about trophy wives? Drea's mama, if you can comment and give me more on what your question with that is. But going back to what she was saying about even wanting to travel, this, that, and the third, I'm gonna give you an apt analogy. Here we go. So when a woman meets a man and she is close to 40, approaching 40, and unmarried. Okay. Men have a certain stigma with that. They look at her in a certain way. And to help women understand this, because women can't understand. I mean, it makes sense. You know, women aren't men and men aren't women. So women don't. But the problem I have with it is that women refuse to understand, man. You just guys refuse. Like how men think is stupid to y'all. But here's the thing. Listen, wait, hold, stay with me. A man looks at a woman that is approaching 40 and is unmarried, and with no kids. Okay. A man looks at her just like a woman looks at a man who's approaching 40 and is a virgin, but not a devout Christian. He's not a devout Christian, anything like that. He's just a virgin, and he's 40, and he's approaching 40. Look, you see that face? See that face? That's my point.
I mean, come on. How many men you know are approaching 40 that are virgins? I mean, that's not...
But listen what I'm saying. If you met a man that was approaching 40, and there's some out here approaching 40 and 40 years old, and he was a virgin and he wasn't a devout Christian, would you, like, your face said it all. You would look at him like he had three eyes. You'd be like, what's wrong with him? My point is, you'd be like, what's wrong with him? Something's wrong with him.
But Freddie, the thing that I'm saying to you is...
No, wait, no. Answer.
What do you mean?
Address what I said. Would you not look at him like he's crazy?
What do you mean? If a guy's 40 and he's a virgin and it's not for religious reasons, yeah, I might be like, hey man, what's going on? Like, how did your life turn out this way?
That is how men look at women that are 40 and not married with no kids.
Okay, well, that is something I'm letting you know. I don't fully agree with you. I've had conversations with men. I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with what?
I don't agree that a man looks at a woman who's 40 and not married and goes, "Oh, whoa, like that." You know?
Wait. Let me. A nice looking woman, 40, no kids.
So then, okay, and Freddie, so she's just out the game. Then she's just off the market. then
No, we're not. I'm not. No, here's the thing. I'm not saying she off the market. What I'm saying is, it's like what we look at her like. What's wrong with her? Something is wrong with her.
or
Something's
maybe
wrong with her.
she's doing other things in her life. And
Something wrong. It's a red flag, basically. It's a red flag. Something is up. Now, here's the thing.
Who are 40 and attractive and no kids and not married? And
You said what?
What about men who are 40, attractive, no
It's
kids?
not the. I just gave you the example. It's not the same.
It is the same.
It's not.
It is the same.
It's not the same.
Yes, it is the same. And a lot of
Okay,
times,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
They have man syndrome. They don't want to commit. They want to stay out and party, and they want to date. It's true. It's
Drea, listen. I know you want to make them equatable, but in life we have a thing called double standards. Okay, so
this is antiquated thinking. This is antiquated thinking.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
It's not antiquated. Nothing is antiquated about it. Here's the thing. Listen. The thing is, it's not the same because there are double standards when it comes to men and women. So, for example,
there are some.
That's one of them. So you know that there's double standards. That's one of them.
I agree with. I think if a guy's 40 and single and don't have any kids, like you could look at him the same way, Freddie. And by the way,
to be honest, you could do whatever you want, but it's not the same instance.
I don't want to date a guy who slept with 100 women. That's not attractive to me.
That's you. You're in the minority with that, man. You're in the because here's the thing. I just matter of fact, I just saw an article about that. About like you said you don't want to date a man who slept with 100 women. Here's the thing. I think the statistics, if I'm not mistaken, 52% of men over 30 are single and unmarried and childless. 52%. Oh, wow. 52%. I think it's like over half. So that lets you know that the majority of women have children with other men who already have children with other women.
So what does that have to do with sleeping with 100 women?
Women sleep with men who slept with 50 men, women all day long. Okay, let me ask you this. Remember in high school? Remember, let's go back to the basics of it. High school. Okay. The guys that got all the chicks wanted the same 4 or 5 guys. All the chicks in the school.
I'd like to say whatever the majority is doing, I'm usually over here, like hanging out.
And Drea, that's wonderful that you're doing that. That's great.
Yeah, I'm not.
Congratulations.
Those guys, I don't want anything to do with them. I'm like, it's fine.
Drea, once again, we're talking about generally speaking. We're not talking about just Drea or Renee here, but generally speaking, majority of women get with a finite small amount of men. So it don't matter. It really don't matter if the dude smack wait, time out, Drea. Time out. In college.
So much, you're like, oh, you can go sleep with whoever you want, but if you're a woman, you better get married at 25 and you better hurry up. Like, it's crazy. I mean, that's insane. That's
Drea, the thing is, you're looking at it just from an emotional standpoint. I'm speaking from just the facts. The facts. You got to think about what do women value in men and what do men value in women.
It's changing, Freddie. That's what I'm
looking
at.
Drea, listen. What do women value in men and what do men value in women? You got to know that.
I know what you think. What youth, beauty. Is that what you're thinking?
I'm asking you. No. Don't say what I think. What do you?
And then a woman values what he needs to be able to provide for me and all those things like that. I don't need anybody to provide for me. If you can add in to my life, that is great. But I'm not operating from a place of you better do this for me. Anyone that has slept with 100 people is unavailable. That's a good point, Ariel. That's a great point. You guys also keep leaving comments on what we're talking about. We do appreciate it.
Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Leave comments. We throwing some of the comments up, and like I said, the link to hop in is in the comments. So definitely feel free to hop in. But the thing is the part you're missing is that men and women value 2 different things in the opposite sex. Do you follow that point?
Generally speaking, but I think what I have a hard time with is that this just does not incorporate the times that we are living in currently. I just don't think that it does.
Wait, Drea, let's, because like I'm missing some of you saying because we talking over each other. So, okay, wait. You're saying that what men value and what women value does not incorporate the current times we're living in.
I think what the values are changing. They're just changing. I don't think people look at men and women exactly the same way. Yes, there are people that are still in these traditional viewpoints. Absolutely.
Explain what you're saying.
Freddie, all I'm saying is if you go up to a guy and you're talking to them today, not every guy is going to be like, oh yeah, I only want a 25.
Drea, we're not doing everything. I know that.
Generally speaking, Freddie, okay, generally speaking, everybody wants a young 25-year-old who's never had sex with anybody and they got to show her the world. This idea is just insane to me.
That's not what I said.
Freddie, you're talking about what people value. We also talked about like, oh, if you have a lot of bodies on you, which I don't promote, by the way. Thank you. I'm just saying if a person wants to, I don't. Freddie, if a girl is in her 20s, you cannot say I'm promoting go out and get ran through. That's not what I'm saying.
You just said that.
I said live your life. That could mean myriad things. Live your life does not mean getting ran through. That is what you are equating as two things.
You replied when I said that. Your reply was no. Let her live her life.
Yes, live her life. If it involves her exploring herself sexually, whatever that means for her, who am I? Do whatever you need to do. I don't think it's a death sentence, Freddie. I don't think me personally getting ran through is not my thing. But if you feel that you need to, then you do whatever you need to do. That's all I'm saying. It's two different things, Freddie. I'm not going to fault somebody for making those choices is what I'm saying. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
No, here's the thing. Let's be clear. I'm not getting into the morality if they're a bad person. I'm not getting into any of that.
Like what Vio said. Who cares?
No. Whoa. Because I don't know how long he's been in here. So I brought it up to address what he said. He said, who cares how anybody use their body? Yes, we all got free will. But the thing is, when you get back into the dating pool, I guarantee this young man, V.O. Stafford, if you brought two women to him, one chick, the whole city of New York done ran through. Like 200 guys ran through her last year alone. And you brought one chick that had one relationship and only been ran through by two guys. Has sex with two guys in her life. And the one with two guys, she's 28, and the girl that been ran through is 38. He's picking the 28-year-old every single day of the week.
Freddie, I have a question about this particular thing. So if you're dating somebody, Freddie, you're asking these women how many men they've slept with?
No.
Are you asking these? Okay. So if you're not asking these questions, right, then how do you even know? So if you can be 25 and had a whole bunch of bodies, especially the way these women are coming up.
Of course, 100%.
You could be 40 and have only had a certain amount of partners or whatever. So to me, it's like if you're not even asking these questions of how many bodies that you've had on you or whatever, it's going to make you look a certain way. It doesn't even matter, right? So if you put the two women in front of him, other things start to matter. How attracted you are, like what their personality, your connection is.
This is what I was literally about to say right here. Diamond card, it comes up without directly asking.
How?
The thing is how I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
The thing is if you are interested in somebody, you are interested in who they are as a person. So you're going to have conversations. You're going to be actively listening. Thing is a lot of people now. What I will say is about today's time, people's attention span is shorter based on the things they consume. So people can't sit with somebody, actually have a conversation, and actively listen. People hear what people are saying and they pop in, think about something else, then they listen to respond. When you listen to respond, you're not actively listening. You're not getting to know the person, and you miss a lot of unsaid clues to like, hold on, wait, this like if I'm dating a woman, I'm serious about her. If I'm serious about her. I'm serious about dating her. I'm actively listening to her. I'm listening to everything she's saying, and it's all adding up. It's just piling up one on top of each other. So if the inconsistencies happen, then things aren't adding up. And then as she talks, I'm like, hold on, wait. If you say this, then this must be true. And then I'll go further. I'll dig deeper into this because I want to know about her. Because the thing is a woman who's had 500 partners compared to a woman who has 5 partners, her spirit and her mentality is going to be different. I don't care what.
I
Right.
agree with you.
Right, exactly. And so the thing is if I'm dealing with a chick who done had 500 partners, that's something that's gonna come out in how she approaches the relationship, and then the quality also, because it's not just about quantity, it's also about the quality of those partners. So then the quality of those partners is also gonna come out, because you can have a chick who had 500 partners, and all of them was just hit and bang, like bang bang, like hit and leave.
I
You
mean,
can have a chick. You can have a. Oh, matter of fact, let me say this. Wait, Drea, shut up.
I'm just saying at 500, she's
Wait,
a working girl. She's a working girl. Shut up. I'm just saying.
a working girl. I don't want a working girl. I don't want that.
500, she's a working
But
girl.
look, so it's like, matter of fact, it's a better analogy. You have two chicks. They both had 20 partners. Both of them with 20 partners. They both 35 years old. Both 35. Both had 20 partners. The one chick that had 20 partners, she might have started dating when she was 17, and 10 of those partners were like relationships and trying to do, like, being committed and trying to do something. The other girl had 20 partners. They all could have been bang and hang, like in and out.
Okay.
The thing is I still would rather go with I want the chick who had the 20 partners, but she had quality relationships in there, as opposed to the 20 who none of them was quality. Niggas was just hitting her and leaving and dipping.
Now we're on the same page. I agree with you on that.
And so, but that's my point with the whole body situation. Like, as I talk to her, these things are gonna come out, because you ask people like, okay, your last relationship, why did that end? Like, but your longest relationship, what was your most serious relationship? You having these conversations, you start to see like, hold on, wait, the time is, things start to add up and the picture gets clearer, and you start to see like, hold on, wait, damn, like, you just be in and out of relationships. Like, are you a relationship whore? Some people are relationship whores. That's a red flag. So it's not about the actual like number. I need to know you had sex with 37 people. Yeah, you had sex with 52 people. It's the quality. And as you talk about the quality, you'll know whatever the number is, but it's more so primarily it's the quality of the relationship.
Well, I'm looking at Dante Alexander's comment. Too much emphasis placed on body counts, taking such emphasis for other facets of more importance. I agree with that.
That's what I just said. He just said what I just said.
But you're talking about emphasis on body counts.
No. I said you have quantity and quality. Quantity and quality.
Yeah, the quality part.
Quality is just as important as quantity, because the thing is if you're just having sex with a bunch of people, why do you keep? Because here's the thing. Men and women's power in connection is sex. Men's power is relationship. Because that's where we hold the barrier to. Women hold the barrier to sex. So that's where your power lies. So if you keep letting people have sex with you, you're just giving away your power, giving away your power. Just like a man who's been married 9 times, married and divorced 9 times. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Why have you been divorced 9 times? Something is wrong with you.
Right. But I'm going to speak for the people that, Freddie, I just feel like basing this much emphasis on someone's body count, quality or quantity or whatever. What about if you just meet somebody, you like them, they've changed their lives, they're doing something else, and you're really connecting with this person, but then you find out, whatever, she had a bunch of bodies on her and at a different time in her life, but she's changed. Like, that's okay too. I just think to immediately rule somebody out or completely judge them based on let me finish, based on a time and ring my bell based on a time in their life. I don't agree with that. And if the world is changing as it is, these ideas, and by the way, what you and I are talking about and how we're having these discussions about, oh, this matters, all of this is changing. It is all changing. It's like our generation, maybe the one right underneath us and people who are like super religious, but all of this, some people don't even give a shit about how many bodies that somebody's with. They're like, do I connect with this person? Do I like this person? Or do we spiritually connect? Their personalities, those kinds of things are more important. I'm not saying, again, that I don't agree with your perspective. And I like that you said the thing about quality versus the quantity, because that is important. And I do think, yeah, if you're having sex, men also, if you're just running through women, I still view that the same way. Like, what's going on with you? Like, if you're just having sex to have sex and you completely disconnected the whole time, I think that affects a man too. I know that you may not agree with that, but I absolutely think it affects a man too. Not the same way as a woman, because men and women are different. Stop. I don't think it's the same, but I still don't want a guy who slept with 500 women. I don't want that guy.
But
and I care about quality too. I care about the quality too. In a friend group, the last guy I dated had a friend group. There's one guy always sleeping around with girls. Always. He got a new girl every day. I would never want to date that guy. Never. Now I have no interest in that. Right? What does this Diamond say? Their mentality will not be the same if they got their life together after being ran through. You can have that body count, but mentally, if they change, it'll come in conversation showing they are different, which then, yes, body count wouldn't matter. Freddie, your thoughts?
So, thing is that I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that sex affects men and women differently, because women are emotionally led, men are logically led. And the thing is the reason why that's the case, that's the whole concept of yin and yang. Like, I'm a Christian, but I understand there are different concepts that can explain things better for people. So the concept of yin and yang is just that. Women are emotionally led, men are logically led. We up here, women are here. And the reason why that's the case, that comes into play when you're raising children, because when you're raising children, and this kind of relates to the topic that I suggested that we probably do later, is that when you're raising children, that's why you need a mom and a dad, because the mom is there to nurture the child, build the child up. The man is there for structure, to create a structure for that child to operate in. And so when men are led logically, so men can have sex and not be as emotionally tied to it as a woman. So a woman being ran through like that just kind of like strips her of her whole being when she just having sex with all different Tom, Dick, and Harrys. When she gets done, her whole being has been like, it's almost like a screw, and you put the screwdriver in the screw and you trying to screw it, but you keep stripping the screw and it ends up being a circle and you can't get no grip to turn it.
All right.
It's like that. Now that same thing can happen, something like that, for a man, but not in that regard. It kind of, you got to kind of dig a little deeper to see, like, okay, what's going on with him and so on and so forth. But the fact of the matter is, a woman keep adding to her body count. There's nothing good about that. There's nothing good about that. There's nothing to gain.
I don't think it's good for anybody, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's not really good for anybody, but it especially, definitely, is not good for a woman. It's not good for a woman for herself, and it's not good for her on the dating market, because men, generally speaking, men would rather, like Dante, he was saying what he was saying, but I guarantee, because I used to fireside chats last year, I guarantee we brought Dante in. If he hopped in and cammed up, guaranteed you asked Dante, if I put two women in front of him, like I said before, a 35 and a 25-year-old woman, the 35-year-old woman had 50 partners and the 25-year-old one had 15 partners, and they both look equate, everything else being equal, he's going to choose the 25-year-old one all day long. Guarantee it.
I have a question for you, because I had some comments on our last few podcasts, and people have made some comments about my thoughts, some comments about your thoughts. And some people feel like you have very strong masculine energy, and your thoughts are very like 1950s antiquated, and people do not all operate from this place anymore. I understand, because you have more traditional values. However, how do you incorporate the times that we are in, where people aren't necessarily dating with these ideas? Like, certain generations, like, they don't really give a shit about body count. It's just not the same idea. And those people are going to get to our age, and then maybe marriage and all these things look differently. People get married later. People have children later. Women are in the workforce. All of this has changed the dynamics of dating and the family structure. So these ideas, which, albeit some of them I agree with, I buffet it. I take a couple things and leave some other things. Like, what do you, I'll take a roll and put it in my purse, but that's probably about it. But like, what do you say to that? Because I, like I told you at the beginning of our podcast, I'm in the middle, and you can disagree with me all you like, but I'm additional. Like, there are some things where, like, hey, I'm a modern woman. I got my own yep. We're going to coin that term, ladies and gentlemen, additional, modern and traditional woman. You can do both.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, with the token and the truth. But, I don't know how long, and I'm not saying you're wrong and everything. I don't know how long this through line of thought is going to stay. And I just want to know what your thoughts are on that.
So the thing is people say it all the time, like antiquated thinking. We in a new time. Why does everybody assume that this new time is correct, is the way it should be? Because the thing is that people, when you say that, you're under assumption that this new time is the correct way. And if you look at the numbers, you ain't got to forget me, forget Freddie B, forget the Token of the Truth, forget Drea, Renee, forget everything we said on this podcast today. Go and just look at the numbers of marriage rates, of happily married, cheating rates, and children, and look at the children growing up, single parent households, no parent households, raised by grandmothers, all this types of stuff. You can just go and look at the numbers, and especially if you Black, you can go and look at the numbers. They have fallen like a cliff since the 80s. And so the thing is that if we're going to assume that today's time is the right way and is better than the 1950s and how relationships were, why are we making that assumption? Because all the numbers are worse across the board. All the numbers are worse. So like that's for example, anybody who watched sports out there, if I had a quarterback that 5 seasons ago he threw for 50 touchdowns and 1 interception at 5,000 yards, and then in this past season he threw for 27 touchdowns and 15 interceptions and 3,000 yards, obviously he fell off. So obviously anybody in their right mind would try to go back to that season, like, what were you doing then that made you so good? And let's go back then. We're not going to say, well, NFL was a different time then. That's antiquated. We live in today's time, so we're going to just let him continue to fall off. No, that would be insane to do that. So it's like, why are we so intent on today's time and how relationships are is the correct way? I don't understand why we think this is the correct way.
I agree with you on a part of what you just said. I don't necessarily think, I don't agree with all of it. I don't think that it's necessarily the correct way, but it's also accepting that it is what's happening, right? So with that being said, the way that people are dating is not the same. Now, look, I agree with you. And on certain things, as far as like 2-parent households and what that looks like, children growing up in single parent households. I grew up in a single parent household, and I definitely know that it made me a little bit more like, okay, I gotta go, I gotta get it, I gotta da-da-da-da, because I am very self-sufficient and I am very alpha female, and no one's gonna tell me what to do, okay? Just what it is. But I mean, the right man can, whatever. Anyway, so my point is that you staying in this, like, I get that you don't think that it's correct, but it's like there has to be an adjustment made for like just what is in my, you don't have to, I'm just saying though, but our ideas of thinking aren't, people are just probably looking at us like, oh, these old people having this, and not everybody wants to get married either, Freddie. Some people have, you know, they're polyamorous or they have an open marriage. There's like all these ways to do relationships now that people are accepting of. And also a lot of this stuff that people are doing now, they did back then. They just did it in the dark. So people are cheating and they're doing all this stuff, but now they just have open relationships, and they're changing the whole dynamics of how relationships are. So things, again, like body count, pursuing, which is our main topic today, it all looks differently. And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying it's what is. And so it changes how you go into things. I saw a quote on Instagram, and it was about, this girl said, men want to be ladies so bad. They want to be ladies so badly. And it made me laugh. That's right, Mom. You know, it's like men want to be women so badly. And it actually made me laugh because I was like, yeah, you know, the traditional way of dating is not the same. It is not the same, especially with the dating apps and all the ways that people go about dating. People don't really date in person anymore. That's just not what's happening. So my point is like, it just is what's changing, and not that it's right or wrong. And I don't even know if people are saying that it's correct, because there are definitely some things with the new generation that I'm like, okay, this is, we're doing too much. We're doing too much. This is not, I feel like an old person, right? But it is changing. And then there'll be something for their generation where they'll feel like old people, but it's moving. And I don't really know what the answer is, but that is the facts.
The answer is not accepting negative change. That's really all it is. It's about and so Dante, He posted this comment, societal evolution. And I get that's a thing. It's society changes how they look at things, so on and so forth. But a lot of that has to do with ways of life. You know what I mean? Like the structure of things shouldn't change. But the thing is people get lazy and it's like, okay, I don't feel like taking on that fight. I don't feel like, but the thing is that we all have to, like, it's a popular saying. The reason why it's so popular, because it's so true. I am my brother's keeper. And so the thing is, I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. Thing is it's about, at some point in time, the buck has to stop. Some generation has to get in there like, hey, look, let's do this. Let's do it and do it the correct way. Let's harken back to when we had substantiability, like the civil rights movement. Black people were able to do all that because we had strong families led by men. And they were able to make so many things happen. And that's why we were able to make so many things. That's the glory years, probably the best years for Black people was about the 50s and the 60s, I would say.
Okay. Well, that's another show. That's another show.
Black people, we had strong family. We had Cotton Club. We had, like, Harlem was the Black Renaissance. We had Strawberries Road, Black millionaires all over the place. Black people was doing anything, Black business, shopping with each other. Like, it was beautiful. A lot of people like to look at what the media has served, that, oh, we was getting rinsed down by water hoses and dogs sicked on us, all that. A lot of that was happening because you had that sector of Black people who thought white ice was colder. Like, oh, our proximity to whiteness means that we're great. So they want to go to the white places. They want to go over with the white people. We didn't have to do that. We could have just stayed in our neighborhoods, kept growing, and by now, probably running the world. But you got your Black people, that proximity to whiteness. Like, I don't want to go to HBC. I want to go to PWI. That's better. This is better. That's better. And that's why they got the dogs sick on them, got hit with water hoses, because they were trying to go with where the white people was. And the thing is, white people was coming to where the Black people was. That Cotton Club was booming because white people would come up from Midtown to Harlem to go to Cotton Club. So the thing is that, and you made the mention of the same thing was happening back then, but just done in the dark. But now it's in the open. Just because that don't make it okay. That don't mean that. Listen,
it's not okay. I agree.
No, listen. I want to add to that. I want to add to what you're saying. So you said that don't make it okay, but the thing is, we can't then put it in the open. Like, okay, it's okay now. Because things, once you put it in the open, you validate it. You say like, oh, okay, well this is okay. Actually, this is okay to do that. It's the same thing with men cheating. The whole thing, like I've said it before. Every time I say it, you like your face.
You better. That is another episode, Freddie.
And as you can see, your mom agrees.
My mom,
you know what I'm saying?
She said, ding, ding. She already knew. But Freddie, all I'm saying is I agree that not all these ways. My mom made a comment. Millennials are making their own rules and they're not the best ones. I agree with that. I agree. There are some things that are just getting outrageous. And I don't even know what our society is going to look like in terms of family structure and all these things. And let's say, 20
You see the comment on the screen right now?
What is it? I'm not sure if this point was mentioned because I received a comment about today's way of dating doesn't mean it's the correct way of pursuing relationships. Yeah, I agree with. But
who said that? Who said that?
Tiffany Henderson.
No. Who said that on this show? Who said that?
Oh, yes, I said I agree with you. I agree with you.
So, but you agree, but you also said that my way of thinking was antiquated.
Oh,
that we introduced in the new time today, and I need to get with the times, basically.
Masculinity, you wear it. I love it, and it's good for you, and I love that for you. But I do.
You hit me with some LA talk. That, guys, if you don't know, that was some LA talk. Like, I mean, that looks great on you, and I love that for you. The
way my life is set up, Freddie. It's too. For me, your ideas and the ways of relationships, like I need a little room. Okay. It's very 1950. That's just how I feel about some of your.
What's wrong with that though?
That's just not for me. You do you.
No. I'm talking about generally. We know you are a special case. We get that. Yeah. Your mom just said that. But generally speaking, what's wrong with that?
I just feel like this idea of the man has to be here and the woman has to be here. And for everything to be, that's your opinion, Freddie, of structure. Not everybody's structure looks like that, okay? And for you, you're saying the only way anything is successful, even in the world, it all has to be led by men. And I just think that mentality is old ways of thinking. Women can lead stuff too. I'm not saying that you can't have your man by your side or you can both be equals or whatever, but your idea that it can only be led by a man, I don't agree with that. And also, I'm not saying that if I'm in a household and my man's doing all the things and whatever, that I wouldn't go along with it. But I don't think that this overarching thought process that men have to do it and your man better, I don't agree with that. I just
What's that? What's that voice? What's that? I don't know what that is.
I don't want to say this word, the toxic masculinity, because it's not toxic, but it's in the neighborhood, Freddie. You're not in the home, but you're walking around the streets. You're walking around the streets.
No. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. Masculinity is masculinity. You might have something masquerading as masculinity, because toxic masculinity is when you have women trying to be masculine. That's toxic masculinity. Men who are chauvinistic and want to subjugate women, that's not toxic masculinity. That's just a man trying to subjugate a woman. That's something totally different. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to subjugate a woman.
Listen, I said you're in the neighborhood. I didn't say you were in the home.
Okay? I'm not even in the neighborhood, because the thing is as a leader, here's the thing. A lot of women miss this part. This part as a leader. There's responsibility as a leader.
But you were literally talking like women can't take this on. And that is the thing that I have an issue with. And if they do take it on, then your household is doomed.
Okay. So there have been countless studies done by numerous scholars across mankind.
Okay.
And every single one, you'll find that it's been proven that if you can destroy the male in any group, you can destroy that group. You can wipe that group. All you do is destroy the male. You ain't got to worry about the women. Destroy the male, you can destroy that group. From the animal kingdom all the way up to humans. It says nothing about destroy the female and you destroy that group. You could destroy females and you won't destroy that group. But if you destroy the males, you will destroy that group. Look it up. Feel free to look this up.
Look it up.
Anywhere you look across history, if you can cripple the male, you can cripple that group, that ethnic group, that race, that city, whatever group that is, that class, that school. You can cripple the males, you can cripple that group. That's just is what it is. That's just common biology, and that's just life. And the thing is that I don't know how we got away from that and then trying to put women out in front to take the brunt of everything, when we all know, like, what's the new thing on the internet is women wanting that soft life. It doesn't make sense for a man to be like, man, let's normalize soft life for men. That's why you saw what you saw on the internet about men acting like women, because we've normalized women being men. Women be the leaders. Put her out in front. Let her take the brunt. And so as a man, it's like, he's like, oh, okay, well, you look at A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky ain't had to do nothing. He was a billionaire. She gonna do everything. He can just sit back, carry the baby, and walk down the street.
Are we talking about the photo?
We talking about the whole situation. I'm talking about the whole situation, not really the photo, but the photo shows you that. It's a representation of that, but A$AP Rocky ain't got to do nothing.
It was about Rihanna. Why would Rihanna look? Pause. I want to answer Thomas's question real quick. No men don't need to chase. If you are working on your grind, leveling up, and ultimately making yourself a better man, women will follow your lead. You will have the best of them to pick from. My question for Drea is, why do women want to be boss led than want to marry the leader? Why can't you do both, Thomas?
Wait, oh my God, Dre, are you serious?
What?
How are you going to be a boss and then marry the leader?
It's not impossible. Have you never heard of a power couple?
Son of a mother. Oh
God. It's like, for me, everyone lives in this little box and you can only stay in this box. It's the only way that everybody has to be. You can be a boss woman and marry a guy who's also a boss guy. It's totally possible.
No, we talking about in the home, in the relationship. We're not talking about she leave the house and she across town, she the boss, and she come back. We talking about in the home, between them two in the relationship.
Okay, what about it?
How's she gonna be the boss and be with the leader?
I was talking about in the world, but this is the thing. I think I have
you see how you move the goalpost on me? You see that?
I didn't move the goalpost on you, Freddie. I have a semantics issue with this, and maybe this is just my thing, but to me, Andrea, my mom, Andrea. Oh God, I got the all caps from my mom. The thing is, I will let a man lead. I just need to know where we're going, right? And we need to confirm together.
And so here's the thing. I'm gonna say this because, like I said, I'm a Christian, and so there is a popular scripture in the Bible. It says, "Without faith, it's impossible to please God." Right? You familiar with that scripture?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so follow me on this journey, Drea. I'm gonna break it down for you.
Okay, break it down.
That's a scripture. If you know, in the beginning, in Genesis, it said God made man in His image. So we are in God's image. We are just like God.
In your process of life, yes. Okay. Go ahead.
No, what are you talking about? My process. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, not everybody has this belief system, but continue.
Listen. If you're a Wiccan, I'm not talking to you. Just follow me on this. You believe in God, I believe in God. So we here, Drea.
Just
okay.
People who don't.
Okay. So I'm talking about the Bible. If you don't believe in the Bible, close your ears. Say la 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 la, whatever. That's fine. But I'm just speaking, I'm just adding some logic to it. Okay. So back to the beginning. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. God made us in His image, right? Made us all in His image. We are just like Him. So our relationship to God is very, very similar to our relationship with each other because we are all made in the same image and likeness. So going back to what I said, without faith, it's impossible to please God. So with that being said, if you're in a relationship with somebody without faith, it's impossible to please your partner. So what you just said is I'll follow as long as I know where you're going. So the thing is what you're already saying is that you'll be with a guy, but you won't put any faith into the relationship.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that I don't want to be with somebody where like every single decision that we're doing in our relationship, like I'm not getting to make any decisions on. He's like, oh, I'm doing this. I believe in trusting my partner. Once you get to know somebody, you see how they live their life. You're like, okay, I can trust that he'll do X and I don't have to worry about said things, right? I know, Mom. It's just boss lady Drea. My thing is just like, I just think maybe it's because of my history and the men that I've dated. To be fair,
come on,
I am a leader, but
come on now.
It's true. So if I somebody in that situation where they're like, Drea, this is what's happening, this is the breakdown, but also still letting me be Drea because I'm not going to not be Drea. I need to be Drea. That's what's happening. And anybody who dates me is going to know that, right? But I can let the man lead as long as he lets me be me too, and then we're cool. Lead away.
So here's the thing. I think you made a great point, and this is why I say, women like just telling women like, oh, just dating your 20s and when you get 30s, you can worry about it because what you just said is also your history. You've been scarred and you have that scar tissue from dating certain men to where now you just kind of got this built up scar tissue that now if you did meet a quality guy and you were dating and he was gonna marry, he has to fight through that scar tissue that you've already been built up because of these other guys.
But my very first boyfriend, Freddie, okay, this is nothing to do with scar tissue. Nothing. I got nothing. I'm pure, clean, nothing, right?
No, you're not. You just said it.
I'm talking about in the past, Freddie. You said all the scar tissue. I'm talking about when I was like 17, 16, all right? Very first boyfriend, out the gate. I still came in being Drea. He was not that type of dude. He was not like, oh, we doing this, we doing that, let me lead and all this stuff. It just wasn't our situation. That wasn't our situation. And so what I'm saying when I speak of my past, Freddie, I'm not talking about like, oh, every relationship's terrible. I'm talking about my position in the relationship. And
that's my point. That's my point. You don't know what it means. You don't know what it means to be with a leader. You don't even know what that looks like.
I will say I've not dated a man like that. That's fair. That's fair.
There you go. That's my point. And that's my point because one, who is vetting when you date? Wait, question. I got a question for you. When you date men, who are vetting the men that you date?
Who's vetting the men?
Who's vetting the men that you date?
Who vets the women you date? Like, what does that even mean?
No, wait, no. See what I'm saying? See, I asked you a direct question and then you flipped it back on me.
I don't understand what you mean. Who's vetting?
It's a simple question. Who is vetting when you meet a man and you decide that, okay, I think I want to date him? Who is vetting the men that you date?
The only person to talk about the men that I'm dating is my mother.
So your mom is the only person that vets the men that you date before you get serious?
I don't think anybody's really vetting them other than me.
So, okay. So there you go. So you're dating men and you are all alone vetting men. And then you decide on your own to then attach yourself and become serious with.
Versus what, Freddie? Am I supposed to call my father and have him vet them? Like, what are you talking about?
So here's the thing. So my point is that you're all alone in vetting men, which is a losing battle in and of itself. So it makes more sense. Wait, listen. But the thing is a lot of women in this same predicament, and they meet just trash men, and then all of a sudden it's the men's fault when it's a lot of great men out here that a lot of women look over, or they're wasting their time with a trash nothing guy. They're wasting their time with him, and a bunch of men just coming by that he was great, but you're trying to be committed to this man that you should not be committed to, because the only person vetting this man was the woman inside dating him all alone, which is a losing battle. That's a losing battle 100% every day of the week. That's a losing battle.
I can't say that I've made the best choices in all of my dating relationships, but that could be said for anyone if you're not married or whatever. And I totally understand.
I'm speaking about everybody. It's a lot of people. That's what I just said. It's a lot of people in your position. It's a lot of people. Position? Yes.
What do you mean? Like single?
No.
What do you mean? That have
dated? It's a lot of women who they are the only person vetting a potential mate. They're the only person. And so then they go through this hamster wheel of dating men. And a lot of times, like what you just said, you have never been involved with a man who was a leader. So you don't know what that looks like. And so that's why you say the things that you say.
So strong that maybe if I had dated a leader, he ended up adjusting to me. So I don't know.
No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. But here's the thing I'm saying is that when you say the things that you say, then younger women hear that and they're like, okay, and they want to take to what you're saying, when the fact of the matter is, had you met a man who was a leader and you were dating him, then you would have got on this program, and like what Thomas said, he would have been the leader and you would have followed him, and you would probably be married with a few kids by now.
But the thing is, there are women who are like feminine and not leaders and dated a bunch of leaders and they're not married either. To me, it's a personality connection thing. If you just date a bunch of leaders, it does not mean that you're going to be married.
You missed the point. You're trivializing my point. My first point, the first point I made is that there are a lot of women, feminine and masculine hard women, that are dating men and nobody is helping vet them. And nobody. They're vetting them on their own.
For the men. Are men needing to get women vetted as well?
You see how you like trying to dodge this because I'm making a great point here?
I'm not dodging anything.
No, we're here. Let's stay here. We can move on later, but
Freddie,
let's stay here.
Thing is that I don't get men vetted, and that's why I'm single. Yeah, I heard you. I got it. Do you another point?
So going back to what I was saying earlier, you said that there.
Like you're saying I'm a child, like, and you're just therefore you have a disadvantage because if you don't vet a man through somebody else, then it's over for you. Like that's crazy.
Why does that make you feel like a child?
No, because the way you said it, and not me. I'm just speaking to all women in general. Like women must have a man vetted. Like this just sounds antiquated. It sounds antiquated. It sounds antiquated. Okay. So let's go to what you said. Who is helping men vet? The same goes for men. If a man is dating a woman and he's the only person vetting her and he wants to have a real relationship with her, that's a problem. Here's the thing. In English, why do you think people tell you to get it proofread? Your paper proofread. But who is doing this vetting, Freddie? That's what I'm asking. Who?
Listen.
I'm listening.
You remember English class when you wrote a paper, you are supposed to get your paper proofread, right?
Yeah.
By who? By yourself that just wrote it?
Are you talking about by like a tutor or something?
So when you get your paper written, you get it proofread by somebody else. You don't write a paper, get done with it, and then you proofread the paper. You don't do that. You get it proofread by somebody else, preferably somebody who is in equal standing, like scholastically with you, or even more so, another English teacher. Right. So that they can read your paper and point out any mistakes, anything in the paper, and point out the insufficiencies and deficiencies that you need to go fix. It is the same thing if you're dating somebody. If you're a man, you're dating a woman, you should have your mother date this woman before you get serious. If you're a woman dating a man, you should have your father vet this man before you get serious. If you don't have a mother, if you don't have a father, then you have aunts, uncles, respected. You got to take a step down. You got to have respected adults around you that you respect that hopefully are exhibiting healthy relationships in their own regard of the same sex of the person you're dating, to vet that person, to help you.
If you have people that have healthy relationships, but if you don't,
no, Drea, look, what I'm saying is there's like, just like I said with the paper, optimally, you want to know another English teacher to proofread your paper. If you don't have that, then you might have a student, a peer who's great at English, who has great grades. If you don't have that, you just have a peer or somebody who's a higher grade than you. If you don't have that, somebody in your grade or maybe a few people in your same grade proofread your paper, and you keep working your down, but you add people to run across a lot of different people. Same thing in relationships. You want to have, if you as a woman, you supposed to have your dad meet, because the thing, men know men. Like for example, if you're dating a guy, you introduce him to me, I can sit and hang out with him and tell you, Drea, that ain't the move. I can tell you that off the top. You can't. I can see stuff in him that you can't see.
I've definitely had that experience, and Drea being Drea made the move anyway. But I want to make a comment on Stephanie Gordon. Individuals, females, are not allowed to choose who good for them or not without a group of other.
Oh my God.
That's sort of, girl, that's a little bit of my sentiment too.
Wait, time out. I didn't say women, you can do whatever you can do whatever you want. I'm not here saying you can't, like you're not allowed. Get back in the room, get back in the kitchen, take your shoes off. I'm not, listen, wait. Drea, wait 1 second. Let me respond to what she's saying. That's not what I'm saying. Like, we all have, you can do whatever the hell you guys want. But the point is, we're having a conversation right now. Drea, you just said you've had all these relationships and you have never, across all your 2 decades of dating, you've never dated a man who was a leader. And you're single right now. And the point is trying to solve that. And so people can have better situations for themselves. You can do whatever you want. If you as a woman, wait, let me finish. I'm about to land my plane. Hold on, wait, let me finish. I'm about to land my plane. So if you as a woman want to continue to date men and have nobody vet them and vet them on your own, feel free. But it's very likely you will meet men who will whine, dine, say whatever it is. And from the jump, they never took you serious. All they wanted to was a one and done you, blaze, and get the hell on. This happens all day, every day. A man meet a woman like, I just want to blaze, and I'll make her think she's my girlfriend. I'll blaze and I'll fall off the face of the earth. But if you got a man betting, it won't happen.
Freddie, this is why people have this persona, because you speak in absolutes. And I'm saying as if, like, if you don't do it this exact way, that's it. And first of all, we are not here to solve my dating life. We're here to talk about male and female.
But there's women like you, though. A lot. Okay.
Man, there's men like you too, Freddie, that are also single and not married and have kids too. So it's like, you got to figure it out, right? And so I'm open to the idea that, like, maybe some of my ways of thinking haven't been serving me, and I'm open to new ideas. However, you saying that, why are you looking like that? I'm open to
you said you're open to the thought that some of your ways may not be serving you.
Yes, I'm open to that idea. Yes, for sure.
No, let's but I think we got to be a little more direct. Let's just say the ways you've been thinking have not been serving you. Let's just say that.
Freddie, I can say what I like to say. Thank you. And so anyway, you can have your thoughts, Freddie, but you put this hat on like you're like, oh, this is the way. What I don't appreciate that you said is that you haven't dated a leader, and so therefore that's why you're single. That is absolutely crazy. There are personalities, Freddie, that don't necessarily match. I don't.
You said that.
No, Freddie, you said that. I didn't say that's why I'm married. Freddie, I did not say that. We can watch the podcast back. I did not say that.
You said you never dated a leader.
That's true. But that doesn't mean that's why I'm not married, Freddie. I didn't say that. I said, no, I've never dated a man like that. That has nothing to do with me not being married. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
No, I didn't say that's why you're not. That's why I said you're single now.
Yeah. But
you never dated a leader and you're single now.
Yeah, but you made it sound like it's because of that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did, Freddie. We'll watch it back.
Wait, Drea, here's the thing. You can't read into what I'm saying. I say exactly. I think you know. I say exactly what I mean.
Watch it back. And you may mean that, but the way that you better move your finger. The way that you come off, is that this is the only way. There's one formula for a woman to get married, and that I don't agree with. That is crazy. There are too many different people in the world, too many ways of thinking, and not everybody has to be on this one-stop shop idea way of getting married. I have a couple friends of mine, great couple, super healthy relationship. They don't have this dynamic. That's not how they operate. So if you would have told my friend, 10 years ago when she got married, oh, you better this and you better that, they're in a happy marriage.
Oh, wait, what is that? You better that. What's good? Like, explain.
You got to submit. Let the man lead. You got to have this. Everybody. You got to have somebody vet. All this like way that you have to date to get to marriage. That is not what everyone is doing. Not everybody has to do that. And the only thing I have an issue with is that you're not open to the ideas that there are other ways of doing things, right?
No, I am.
How?
100% am. Because here's the thing. When I operate. One of my favorite quotes is nothing's absolute except for death and taxes. Yes. I get that. I understand. I understand you're going to have all different types of outlier type relationships. I get that. And that's totally fine if that's what people truly want. But the thing is, the majority of people don't truly want these outlier relationships because they're outliers for that reason. So, for example, with you, Drea, do you want to lead your man and make all the decisions? Your man follows you.
I don't agree with that dynamic. I want to
wait. Do you want that? Do you want that?
I don't want to tell somebody what to do. No, of course not. I don't want that. And I don't.
No. I'm not saying that. No. I'm not saying you're telling somebody what to do. I'm saying that you're married and you are the leader. You are the de facto leader in relationship. Now, you may listen to him. You take into account what he's doing, but you lead the direction of the relationship. The relationship goes where everybody follows behind you.
I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, one of my most successful relationships was that way, and it was fine.
Is that what you want?
I don't mind it, Freddie.
No. Listen, Drea, I say, is that what you want?
Freddie, I am open to that, and I'm also open to a man leading. No, that's how I feel about it. That is honestly how I feel about it. Freddie, if I meet a guy and he comes in all like, hey, Drea, this, da-da-da-da-da, great. If I meet a guy that I really like and I'm like, okay, well, I got to kind of take the reins on some stuff, that's okay too. I'm not married to this idea that he has to be the leader and that's the only way.
Drea, here's the thing in life, like your professional life. And that's the thing, we've gotten to this place. We've gotten to this place now where we've empowered women professionally so much that how they act professionally and the values they have professionally are what they should have personally. So professionally, if I ask you professionally, what do you want? You can tell me quickly what you want. You can tell me a short time. You're not going to tell me, well, I'm open to being a massage therapist. I'm also open to being this. I'm also open to being a poker dealer. I'm also open to doing this.
But that's the truth. That's what it is. That's the truth. That's what I'm open to.
So professionally, you can't tell me what you want. That's what you're telling me?
Freddie, can we just move on, please? I mean, seriously, this is insane. All right? This is those are my answers. That's my answer. So that's
okay. So I'll flip it on me. I know the heat is getting hot in the kitchen for you. I'll flip it on me. Let's flip it on me. Okay, so me professionally, I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what I'm trying to do, and I know exactly the goal, and I'm trudging toward that goal, specifically. I know what I want professionally. And the thing is that, so what I'm saying is you have so many people in this world that especially when we talk about relationships, that they actually deep down in their heart want children, want this, want that, and things that they want. But for whatever reason, they eschew it or push it to the side and well, I'm open to this, or I'm open to that, I'm open to this. And if that happens, that's fine. But if you really dig down in their heart, the things that they truly want in their heart, their short-term, long-term goals, if it was a perfect world, if they could paint their own story, write their own story, how would you write it? They would tell you a specific thing. They would give you a clearer story. And the thing is that it's so important as we as people, everybody out there listening, never let go of the things that you want. If you want something, it's not bad. You don't ever feel bad that you want that. It's also that you have to understand that you have to put the work in to get what you want. But what you want is valid. You can have it. and it's all yours, and never feel bad about wanting the things that you want.
Right. And as my mom just said, I do like to run the show. I'm very comfortable in that role. So like, you know, I
So
guess,
you don't want a man to lead. You want to lead. You want to lead a relationship.
but I don't like this verbiage. I don't like it because when it says that, oh, I want to lead the relationship, it makes it sound like I'm like, you stand back there. And that's not what I see in my brain. That's not
Who said that?
No,
Who said it makes? Why does it sound like that to you?
You said everybody's back here. That's what you said. That's what you pointed back here.
Right. Because if you're leading, you're out front. You're taking on whatever comes.
Like Stephanie just said, Stephanie Gordon appreciated. She just wants to be herself in a relationship, Freddie. Exactly. I just want.
But I'm saying, what is that?
Is I have an alpha personality, and I want a man that can just handle that. He can be him, and I can be me. We don't have to subscribe to all these. Oh, this is the role, and this is the thing. You just show up as you, and I show up as me, and it's fine. That's who I am, Freddie. Okay. If you
is that how do you move together in that regard? He show up as him, you show up as you.
We move together, Freddie.
How do you move together if you doing you and he doing him?
Freddie, we're doing ours together. We're doing things together. And the thing is, this doesn't make sense to you because your idea is married to a leader, and that's it. That's what works for you. And do it. That's great, right? But that doesn't work for me. It's all right.
I ain't got a bill. I wish I had a bill. I ain't got a bill. No, listen, boom. I'm just you said that he show up and do him, you show up and do you.
You're making
how do you
not doing it together? We can do it together, Freddie. Everybody can.
How do you if he's doing him and you doing you, how do y'all do that together?
Together, Freddie. What are you talking about?
Okay. Let me say this. Okay, let me add this part to it.
People can't be themselves in a relationship, like what?
And move as a unit.
Yes, Freddie, and move as a unit. You gotta
no.
Yes, right.
Because here's the thing. If you're doing because we're all individuals, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And so would you say that you're the exact same as any man?
What are you talking about?
Would you say you think the same as any potential man that you would date?
I don't think the same as my mother. I don't think the same as you. I think as Drea. So, okay.
Right. So if you don't think the same as a person, how can he be doing him and you doing you, but y'all still move as a unit?
You're saying it incorrectly. It's not about everybody doing their own thing, Freddie. You can be in a relationship together and move forward together, just being who you are. Nobody has to be, I'm the leader in this relationship and you follow.
What's these voices? Tell me about, let's stop. Tell me about these voices that you do. Tell me about the voices.
Feel like that, it feels apropos for you. It just feels right.
I am the leader and I am, tell me about these voices.
Relationship dynamics are different, and whatever works for you, and that's great. You do that. But for me, I want to be able to be Drea, my ideal relationship, and I have a partner who shows up, allows me to be me, I allow him to be him, and we do our relationship together. We make decisions together, and it's not a thing. It's not a thing, and I've experienced that, so that's a real thing. It doesn't have to be something where I wear the pants, you wear the pants. It's like whatever. It doesn't have to be like that. That is and Freddie, at the end of the day, these are our opinions. I get.
I'm just laughing at the voices that you do. Like when you get to specific, I'm laughing at the specific times you decide to do the voices. Like I wear the pants and you wear the pants. And I mean, I think, and the reason why I'm laughing because it's interesting because when I say it's like different things that trigger things in how you perceive what I'm saying that I've noticed. Because like when you do the voices and when you repeat back to what I said, and I'm like. And it's interesting. I'm like, how does she get that from me saying a leader? And then when I hear you talk about it, you say, hey, and yo ho ho, and it's like, okay, it's starting to make sense as to in your mind what you think a leader is. I think that's probably the between us talking. I know we're talking generally, but specifically speaking between us, I think that's probably where the contention and the missing happen is because a leader, like what is a leader? You know what I mean? Like
on the first podcast.
Right. And the thing is, like when you go to work, you submit, you follow directions, you follow the lead of
this recently. I've heard this exact about work. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because like I said, I've had this conversation with, if I had a dime for every time I've had this conversation, I would, have a couple of dollars. But the thing is that I've had this conversation with so many women that they can go to work and submit happily, like follow their boss, follow the company, follow everybody there, and then come home. I gotta be me. I gotta do me. Like, you ain't gonna dim my light.
You
It's
do
like,
you sound so 1950, and it's fine. Like, you saying that like it's a bad thing. If a woman says she wants to be heard, that's crazy.
no. I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying, how can you go to work and know what it means to submit and actively submit, but you come home to the person that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with, and that's off the table.
And you need to actively submit to them as well. So we're just women. We're just submitting all around, right?
No. What I'm saying is, in your relationship with your man, you got to be you, and you don't want to submit. Why don't you do that at work?
Not about me not submitting, Freddie. I'm just saying we're not walking around these roles.
No. When I say you, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm talking about like general. Like, like I said, I've had this conversation with a lot of people, and I always wonder with those women, like, if you don't and you can't and you are unwilling to submit to your man and you're unwilling to follow his lead, why don't you do that at work?
What are you talking about? That's not the thing. Is, Freddie, it's situational. It's not about you have this blanket idea of I'm not going to submit to my man. That's not the thing. It's all like just based on different situations that we're in, right? What is submitting to you, Freddie? I.e., and examples, please. Yes, great question, Stephanie. Yeah, what are you talking about, Freddie? Because to me, it's like, oh, we're deciding what we eat every night. You deciding all the things. Is that what it is? Because let me tell you something, okay? I definitely am not that person that you're gonna tell me what we're eating. You probably just have to like let that one go.
Right. And I think you hit the nail on the head, because when I say submit and leader, that's a trigger word for a lot of women, and I can tell that's that's how you perceive it, that I'm subjugating. The thing is you have subjugation and submission. Those are two separate things. And the thing is you speak to subjugation. That's what you're commonly speaking to, and that's not what I'm saying. So to answer Stephanie's question, submit. I'm a linguist now. As a host, you definitely got to be a linguist, and I'm a linguist. So let's break down the word submission.
Okay, here we go, y'all. Everybody listen.
Here you go. See? That's why you're single, because of that bell, and you try to be funny all the time. That's why. Submission. Submission.
Okay.
Sub is the prefix. The root word, the base, is mission. Submission. That means sub means what?
Under?
Under, right.
Yeah.
Mission. Submission. That means that if I'm getting with a woman and she submits to me, she's submitting to me, she's exhibiting submission, that means that she's getting under my mission. I'm setting a mission and she's supporting that mission forward. Submission does not mean I tell her when to eat, all these like little ancillary, like, who cares about eating? We're talking about, generally speaking, the direction of the family, where the family is going. She want to eat, she want to cook this or whatever she want to do. That's totally fine. But generally speaking, the direction of the relationship is set by the leader, just like just the company you work for. The vision is set by who? The CEO. He is the de facto leader. Everybody under that does their particular jobs and to support his overall mission. Does the CEO listen to people under him? Yes, of course. If he's a smart CEO and he wants to be great, he's going to take the ideas and the suggestions of people that work for the company to make it overall better. So going back to Stephanie, the question we see on the screen, woman submitting me, she's getting under my mission. So when she met me, we started dating, she understood who I am, what I represent, where I'm trying to go. And she decided, hey, I want to get down with that. So it's a decision. I didn't make her do anything. As she dated me, one, she vetted me first. Hopefully she vetted me by some respected man, hopefully her father, but if not, respected men or men in her family, to let her know, like, hey, this guy's solid. This guy, he ain't with the goofy stuff. He's solid. He's a solid dude. Cool. Then she goes forward and dates me. And then as she gets to know me, she starts to see who I am, where I'm trying to go, my drive, so on and so forth. And then she looks like, okay, yes, I'll sign up for that. And then she decides, you know what, I'll sign up for that. Once she signs up for that, she's saying like, okay, I want to get under your mission because I agree. I want to follow along with this. I've seen enough. Sign me up. She signs up. And then now I'm the leader. I'm setting the mission forward. And then she's supporting that. And she's supporting. When you support somebody, you're holding them up from behind. You're behind them. But behind, for whatever reason, has this negative connotation in a lot of people's eyes, and especially yours. And so the thing is, it's not a negative connotation because you need support in anything. You need somebody as the man going first, you taking all the hits, you taking everything that comes to the family, you out in front, you taking all that energy, all that. You need that woman to hold you up because if not, you'll fall back and die. You need that support. You need that strong woman because that's where it comes in being a strong woman. You're a strong woman because you can hold that man up. You can keep him afloat to where he can come back. He took all them hits, then he can come back and then get back leading us again. Now you can, okay, I ain't got to hold him up. Now I can get back and lay back in the cart, live that soft life, lay in the cart and kick my feet up and, tend to the children. Like, y'all good? Cool. Y'all go to sleep. Everybody go to sleep. We're going to go to sleep and all that. Or whatever else she want to do, whatever's in the cart. Because in the cart is what she got in the cart. She might got a podcast she doing. Or whatever she doing is in the cart and she doing that as the man pulls the cart forward down the street. And the thing is that because the thing is that we've gotten to a situation where now we're trying to put women out front to where she pulls the cart and the man lays back in the cart. Like, imagine you was going down the street and you saw the woman pulling a cart with her husband and the kids in the cart. I know you lose your mind, Drea. You ain't got to tell me you lose your mind.
I would not. It's situational. Okay, well, that was a mouthful.
Oh. What? You wouldn't lose your mind. You saw a woman pulling a man in a cart?
I would have some questions.
Vice versa, if you saw a man pulling his wife and children in the cart, would you have questions?
I'd say, what happened? Why are they in a cart?
We need to get your mom on here. We need to bring one of these days. We need to bring your mom to tap in.
I'm like, why are they?
Your mom needs to tap in.
23. They shouldn't even be in a cart.
So that in a nutshell is a submission. When you have a good leader and you have a woman submitting to her man, you have the kids submit, because it's one of my favorite sayings, and I'll throw it to you. I love saying this. The man runs the house, the woman runs the home.
That's his mic drop for the podcast. Oh God, that's good to wrap it up on. But look, Freddie, you and I are just going to respectfully disagree on some of these things, and that's just what it is. I think my ending statement will be, I appreciate your thought process, but I also
get that LA stuff on.
I appreciate it. I respect it. I love that for you. I really do. However, that is not my cup of tea. And my way of doing a relationship, Freddie, is not the same as yours. And we're both still single. So who really knows what's going on? Okay.
Let's comment. Tiffany, she supports the vision, or their visions complement each other.
Yes,
Stephanie, actually a man is created from the rib, correct? Well, ribs are in the front and side of the anatomy, holding up the spine. Without her support, he gonna fall. So he needs a great woman to hold him up. Stephanie, actually the rib wraps from the front to the back. So it's in the back, side, and front. Like it's hilarious how being behind and back triggers people so much. I don't know why. But yeah, the rib wraps from the sternum back to the spine area, back to the cage. So it wraps all the way around. Yeah. So yeah, in the Bible, yeah, God said he laid him down, took a rib, man was first. But I mean, Stephanie, if you're gonna use that, you gotta use it all. You gotta go. You can't just pick that one out and be like, all right, but then this over here. Everybody wants something different, like Drea said. Drea ain't really pulling from the Bible, Stephanie. So
no.
So Stephanie, you gonna pull from it. Let's pull from it. Stephanie, you should have tapped in. Stephanie, should have tapped in. Dre, your mama should have tapped in. I mean, we had an hour and a half now. So yeah. We every Tuesday 9:00 we're here, guys. We're going live on my Facebook. We're going live on YouTube. We're going live on her Facebook. Drea said she wants to spend some more money so we can go live more places. Drea been telling y'all she got money, so y'all gotta understand. Also, let me say this: I'm speaking about men in a certain area. If you're a man and you haven't taken care of your business, kind of what we talked about last week, we had Will come in and he was saying he was married, but he wasn't able to take care of business like he should, like he should have been doing. And so, him and his wife separated or whatever like that. As a man, if you're not taking care of business, you're not out here getting to work, making sure, you got a plan. Men plan. If you're a man, you're not planning, you're not a man, you're just a male. So men plan. Men plan for, because if you're going to be a leader, you got to plan short-term, long-term plan for your family, because you got to have direction. And that's the only thing with a leader, you got to have direction. If you ain't got direction for yourself, you're not going to have direction for your family.
I love
and
that.
So,
I said, I'm here for that.
I know you're here for this. I know you're here for this. Yeah, I know. So, but the thing is that, we're speaking about a specific person. I'm speaking about that specific man who has a plan, who has direction for himself. He already has direction for himself. So then he can have direction for a family, his provision, all these types of things, building for himself so that he can build for a family, lead them spiritually, financially, emotionally, intellectually. And I think on that, so he can lead a family in that regard. He's tight in that area. A lot of you men aren't tight in that area. So really you shouldn't be dating, and really you shouldn't be talking about leading a woman. It just doesn't apply to you. And Drea is speaking from a woman who, she's independent. She got money. She can flourish and prosper in this infrastructure we have in America. So, and then, like she hadn't dated a man as a leader. So it's like I do it myself. Like, no, I'm gonna do me. And so women out there, if you don't have provision for yourself, you can't really just get on Drea's train like that, because you can't do it.
That's a great note. I love it. I'm here for it.
You know what I mean? So, we're speaking into that regard. And so, like I said, men, direction, get some direction for yourself, get yourself tight emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, financially.
Women too.
Like women like you love doing but them too.
No, I'm saying get yourselves together, ladies. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, of course. I mean, I've been talking about that this whole thing. We're gonna talk more about that in subsequent. We're gonna get to that. But right now we're talking to the men. And so the men, especially, you want to be a leader. You can't request, you can't expect for a woman to submit to you if you don't have direction for yourself. And then you understand having direction for her. Because it doesn't make sense for a woman to submit to a man that doesn't have direction. If you don't have direction, you can't lead. You're going to lead into darkness. And with that being said, that goes back to vetting. That's why I said a woman needs to have her father or several trusted men in her life to vet men. Because a man can come in and make a woman think he got direction, potential, all this other type of stuff. She get led astray. That man can meet with him like, this nigga ain't doing nothing. We're like, Drea, why are you talking? Like, he ain't doing nothing. Like, okay, he cute, he is, like, but it's pointless.
Thank you. There you have it, folks.
So look, this was our third episode. So far it's Freddie 3, Drea 0, and we'll keep it rocking.
That's absolutely not true. We thank you guys so much for watching and joining us in the comments. We appreciate it. It is not Freddie 3 and Drea 0. This is a lovely open conversation, which we will continue every Tuesday, 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST, you guys. So we'll see you again. Wait, we got to play the music. Ah!
Is this the music? I don't know.
No!
Oh, my bad.
There we go. There's our ending song.
Dance pop.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for